back from the Silver Creek Studios for another episode of Get a Load of This. I'm Jared.
I'm Ryan.
Wiener, 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 wiener.
That was a quick five.
That was a quick five.
Yeah.
And we were just enjoying the sweet sounds of Joe renditioning Ozzy and Lita.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
If I close my
Well, yeah, we already got it on tape. Joe.
I thought we were canceling that shit out.
Maybe
you know, it may be an outtake at the end of the episode or something like that. They'll get to listen to you doing Ozzy.
And the same.
Yeah.
So in
it's
case
been
it
a
wasn't
long
obvious.
night. And
Joe's drunk.
I am fucking.
We're all wasted.
I am halfway down a handle on some JD, boys and girls.
Yeah, it's been a night.
So. I'm just trying to chase the snakes off my arms. That's
You've been doing beer lately. This is the first time back to
well,
JD.
you know what? Yeah, I have been. So the last couple times I've been doing beer, and then I don't know. It just
we had the fever.
It was time.
had the fever.
Yeah.
Well, you know what you got to realize about the JD, and I have. This is something I can just sip on and enjoy myself, and no matter how high I fly. It's just I enjoy myself.
Yeah.
I don't get upset.
Do you wake up with a clear head, or no? You hungover?
Not always.
Yeah.
It depends. It really depends. So I'll go home tonight and I'll fucking drive 12 cheeseburgers down my throat and whatever. But
I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go home and watch Big Brother.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you about that.
I haven't watched it. I missed it. So I've been busy with work meetings and shit.
You're
like
gonna go home tonight and sit down through a whole hour of fucking Jackie
I'm
Chan.
gonna eat a big barrel of cheese balls and watch Julie Chen and Big Brother, and I don't care who knows about it because that show's fucking awesome.
That's
I love
you,
it.
dog.
I love it, and maybe we'll do.
I've been getting into. I've been getting into this summer is the Master Chef, and then
the Junior Master Chef.
No,
the kids.
No.
Okay.
It's he yells at people. And then he's got a new show. It's called From Hell and Back 24 Hours.
As he turns a restaurant around in a day.
Hours.
Yeah.
And the fucking screaming in that, whoo, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. I'm into it.
And for you listeners out there, if you haven't noticed yet, we don't have a topic. We don't
have shit to talk about.
We're going to call this "Get a Load of This" freestyle, and
freestyle.
Fuck it. I don't know what we'll talk about, but we'll see where it goes. We will come up with something. Hey, but while I got you, you need to check us out on the social media stuff. At Load This Podcast
before you leave this garage sale.
Yeah, you need to check us out there at Load This Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. loadthispodcast@gmail.com and
get a load of this podcast on YouTube.
Yes, and
one
make
of
sure
these days we're gonna do a video, like a real deal
I know.
video.
I keep talking about it with my daughter. She wants to do one. While we're just fucking hammering shit out, this asshole that stole our name.
Oh yeah, that asshole. Yeah.
So I'm officially calling you out. So if this ever gets back to you, wherever you're from or wherever you're at,
I think he's from like Philly or something
whatever.
like that. New York.
Okay, so
yeah,
whoever is out there with Get a Load of This podcast, and I think you're a sports guy or whatever, Joe, am calling you out to the point that I want to bait you in the fucking face.
I'm going to find his name for you.
So I want to beat you in the face.
They're not going to beat him unintentionally. We're going to fight him. We're going to fight him for the rights to our name.
So I'm going to beat you in the fucking face.
Throw down.
I'm going to beat you in the fucking face because as far as I'm concerned, you're a fucking punk stealing motherfucker.
Well, we started. Yeah, we were there before him.
Right. So you stole our shit
by my calculations.
And you're out there running your fucking yapper. And you're stealing our shit, and I swear to God, if you got one fucking listener because of our shit, I'm going to walk over to your house.
But see here, Joe.
I'm going to climb into your goddamn bedroom window. I'm going to lay down in between you and your wife, and I'm going to lay there for like an hour, and I'm going to be like, oh, you're going to snuggle with me.
Please tell me you're going to cluck at him.
Yeah. And he's going to lay there. He's like, I love you. And I'm like, I love you too.
Russ. His name's Russ.
His name's Russ. Russ. You're the best. And you're going to kiss the nape of my neck. And you're going to be like, you're going to feel
That's
all
furry.
Why is it hairy?
You're going to feel all is well, Russ. And about 2 a.m, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to look you fucking ball to ball. And I'm going to look you right in the eye. And I'm going to say, now it's time. And I swear to God, I am going to fucking kick and scream and fucking cluck and just start it up and swirlies and everything, because I'm sure you got a master bedroom with a master bed.
He's got an ensuite. Yeah.
Swirlies.
And I'm going to fuck you up, Russ. I swear to God, I'm going to fuck you up, and I'm going to shit on your wife. I'm going to shit on her.
Wow.
And you know, and she's probably a nice woman and everything, and she'll have to wipe my feces off of her. Probably on her arm, maybe on her stomach, maybe on her leg. I don't know. I don't know where it's going to be.
I think
it's going to be a shit spray. It's going to be a heat shit spray.
So he's on Twitter. His name's Russ Salzberg, and he is a sportscaster. Salzberg, and he's a little bit more famous than we are. So maybe he might help us, if he's got some kind of following.
Help us.
Well, people could stumble
Maybe we
upon,
need to join forces.
get a load of this.
Join forces? What the fuck is wrong
All
with
right,
you?
fine. Shit on his wife.
Motherfuckers.
Well, here,
No.
Joe.
What?
Here, calm down.
Am I too
That's
wrong?
him.
Yeah.
That's who you're looking for.
I swear to God, I'm going to impregnate his face.
Veteran sports anchor Russ Salzberg.
Veteran sports anchor.
Yeah.
Fucking Shimbal Lebafal. I'm gonna. Hey, Russ, you fucked with the wrong, just asshole.
But what if he didn't even know he was messing with us? What if he just like? Hey,
Well, then he has his time to fucking.
what if it's just great minds think alike, and he came up with a great name for a podcast?
Did I not say that I would lay with him?
Prior to this? Yeah.
Did I
You're gonna
not
let him
say
down
that
slowly?
Yeah. He's gonna make out with the nape of my neck, and
Yeah.
he's gonna be like, "Oh my God, this is terrible.
This is
like
furrier than I remember my wife being."
What am I, kissing a wolf? And then I'm going to turn back to him, eyeball to eyeball. I'm going to say, now it's time.
So here's the thing. He's a native New Yorker. I'm just reading a bio from his website. Native New Yorker, born in the Bronx and raised in the projects and playgrounds of Sheepshead Bay.
So he's bout it.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
So he's from Brooklyn. Russ graduated in 1969. He's our elder, obviously. From Brooklyn.
Graduated from what?
From Brooklyn Technical High School in downtown Brooklyn. He went
What
on.
did he learn?
I don't know. Probably how to be a baller in Brooklyn. I don't know. So
Fuck
he went on to attend Loyola College in Quebec, and where he studied sociology and psychology. After graduating, this is boring. I apologize for this. He graduated with a bachelor's degree. Returned home to Brooklyn. So then he gets a job in cable TV.
Great.
And he's been on the radio. And
you know what's not on there? The fact that he fucked up by naming his podcast the same as this.
Yeah.
And then
you fucked up, Russ.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Russ, you did. Look at all the good you did, asshole.
Yeah.
And
You
did
now
all
you're
this
getting
good, and
swirlies
now,
in your master
and
bathroom.
now I'm gonna wear all your suits. I'm gonna be in your
same
fucking
time.
at the same time.
Commando.
Yeah. I'm gonna fucking.
Oh, we're giving this guy way too much airtime.
I'm going to teabag everything you have.
Well, you know
Russ.
what? We're going to tag him on Twitter. I swear to God, I will. And hey, Russ, you got to listen to this. We got a great podcast going.
Get a load of this, you fuck.
Maybe he'll give us a shout out. Maybe we should start listening to old Russ. He gets some big names on his shit,
I'm
too.
absolutely not going to. Hey, maybe we should fucking have him over for Thanksgiving. Are you kidding me?
It's called cross-promoting, Joe. Sometimes you got to create alliances.
No, I'm wrong. You got the wrong asshole for that. I'm ready to fucking hit Russ straight in the jaw. Russ lost.
Don't worry about it, Russ. We'll
Joe won. Russ 0. You
For
lost.
any
Russ.
lawyers out there, these are idle threats. We're not serious.
I'm telling you, we need lawyers.
No
bad.
one-
We need lawyers.
Hey, you ambulance chasing fucks, you can come after
No
me.
one's
That's
shitting
fine.
on anyone.
No. Well,
My
not
shit.
currently.
I'm not lying because it's hot out right now, and I do have the heat shit. So I
Is that a
could.
thing?
I
The
could.
heat shits?
Yeah, hell yes. They stayed outside in the 90-degree weather for a long time, and you're going to get fucking heat shits, man.
Yeah.
It's a terrible
it's
thing.
whenever I guess that's when
So-
your like colon starts sweating and things just start happening.
So as I start beating on Russ's face,
Poor Russ.
I very well could shit on his wife if she's close. That's why I said it could get on her arm, leg, wherever, depending on if she doesn't even roll over.
I feel like this might be a mistake, but I'm going to see what his wife's name is.
No, I don't need to know.
Come on now.
Mrs.
Leave
Russ.
her
He
out
puts
of
it
it.
on her on his
Leave her out of
website.
it.
I'm sure she's a wonderful lady.
I'm sure she salted the earth, but I'm going to shit on her nonetheless.
Or maybe he's single. He's probably like 4 times divorced. He's a New York sportscaster.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He's probably hanging with Marv Albert.
He's helping hold the broom handle,
chewing on hookers with Marv Albert wearing stilettos. You know?
Yeah. I picked
you know
up
what, Russ?
Marv's
You're going
shoes.
downhill fast, man.
Yeah.
I've already lost love for you.
Yeah.
Fuck Russ Salzberg.
You're ready to have him over Thanksgiving.
All you have to do is come up with a different name for your damn podcast, because I'm pretty sure we were here first, asshole.
I'm sure
we were here like 2 days before.
Now you're on board.
Maybe it was a day or two, but still doesn't matter. We'll just look at the first published date of our podcast, and what are the odds?
You know what?
What are the odds?
I'll tell you this right now. I don't give a shit if this motherfucker's been doing it for 7 years prior to us. Fuck you. We just moved in, dog. That's how it is. Hey,
big dogs in town.
We
now.
just showed up. We just took your corner, dog.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Russ.
And you know what? Whenever you search,
well,
when you search for us on a couple of the podcasts, we show up first. We get top billing, but on Google, old Russ.
Yeah, old Russ shows
Russ
up.
is up first.
Tight as fuck.
I'm gonna dethrone him. I'm gonna figure out.
You're gonna park the fucking ride.
Some
Russ.
search optimization techniques, and we're gonna knock his ass off the throne. Anyway, so obviously we have no topic other than to bitch about.
Fuck you, Russ. Which you're right up there with the Cubs, dog. I mean, he's right there.
Well, you know what? He's from New York. He's probably a Yankee fan. And I hate the Yankees.
I don't care. Yeah,
almost
Mets
as much as I hate the Cubs.
Mets are pound scum.
Well, the Mets they're harmless now.
They are. I heard they're trading off DeGrom and what's the other one?
A fire sale up there in Flushing.
Syndergaard. Yeah.
Really?
Holy shit.
So I heard something the other day. Sports fans have heard of the whole Bobby Bonilla contract where he gets paid like $1.5 million through 2030 or something crazy.
Really?
You didn't know that?
No.
I knew that too.
I'm not aware of that.
He gets $1 million because he offset his contract. You know who else did that?
I was just going to say.
King Griffey.
Oh, no.
Junior.
That's not what I was going to say. But, okay.
So
let's explain the Bobby Bonilla thing to Ryan first.
Yes, please do.
So Bobby Bonilla, I believe the last team he played with was, I don't know.
The Pirates?
At some point he was with the Mets, and he signed a contract.
Yeah.
And part of their whole financial fiasco, which was going on years ago, he deferred his contract, which was only for like, I don't even remember. I'm just making up numbers here. It wasn't much. It was like $5 million or something, whatever. But he deferred that to many, many years later, and now he gets $1.5 million per year.
I thought it was $1 million
for like 30 years or something crazy.
I mean, he will be
way more.
What that tells me is that he didn't trust himself.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, I could take $18 million, or I can defer it to over the next 30 years.
So
it means he didn't trust himself. He knew he was going to blow it on coke and hookers.
Yeah, when King Griffey went to Cincinnati, he signed an 8-year, $156 million contract, which was probably insane. So when he did that, he deferred $100 million into an account that only collected interest for the first 8 years, and
this seems unwise.
No, and he didn't take any of the money.
Yeah.
So he had $100 million protected,
right?
And
it's just not trusting himself.
And he was getting $7 million a year to play. If you guys remember, King Griffey didn't play a lot with Cincinnati.
Yeah,
he was hurt
a lot. Yep. So I just read a story the other day. The guy it's almost the same thing. Bruce Sutter, the former closer for the Cardinals.
What the Sutter? Where are you getting Sutter from?
Well, Sutter.
No,
he's
Sutter.
Canadian.
It's because of the hockey guy. He went by Sutter.
It's Brian Sutter.
Sorry, Sutter.
But
whatever.
Come on, man.
2 T's. Come on.
Call yourself
a
Cardinal fan. Jeez.
He apparently later in his career with the Braves did the same thing. Like he was supposed to get $750,000 a year for 3 years or something. Almost nothing now.
Right.
And deferred that, and it turned into millions. He's the same thing. He gets paid. He's still getting paid every year through, I forget, 4 or 5 years from now.
Yeah, but see, that would be earnings money through Atlanta or whoever the team.
Right.
So really, like that Bobby Bonilla shit, they bitch about that, but though that's just earnings money that his money sat his initial
the team's
investment.
not paying for that. They put it into an account and it's growing. It's growing.
It's still being paid to him. That money could be growing for them instead of him.
Yeah, right.
Really
They hate that it's going to him.
Yeah. Well, sure. Yeah.
And
but Bruce Suter's probably got an enormous beard management budget.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like it's an iconic piece of facial hair on that guy. You know. I mean, maybe you're too young to remember the 80s. I
was too young to remember him pitching, but
yeah.
I mean, I know who he is from being a
the
fan,
face vagina.
Yeah. But at 82 World Series, I mean, that was the Darryl Porter and Bruce Sutter hug after the 82 World Series was what my friends and I reenacted in our backyards for years until... Well, they didn't win in 85 or 87.
Sounds like all these boys are hugging in the backyard. I was throwing touchdown passes.
Look, we were reenacting a World Series championship moment. You call it whatever. Yeah, it was a hug. It was an embrace. We'll call it an embrace. But Darryl Porter, that rest his soul. I mean, one of the greatest Cardinal catchers. Bruce Sutter, one of the greatest relievers, period. Regardless of Cardinal reliever, one of the greatest relievers of all time. Tudor was later. He wasn't there in 82.
No. 85, 87.
Yeah. But you had Andujar. You had Forsch.
Walking.
You had Bob Forsch. You had Dane Orge. Or maybe he was with the Royals by then. No, I think he was still a Cardinal in 82. Dane Orge. You had Ken Oberkfell, Tito Landrum, Ozzie Smith.
Tito Landrum. Tito Landrum was a pitcher?
No. I'm just talking about the team. The team now. I'm trying to think of other
Tito Landrum.
Other pitchers.
You know what's messed up is I took an Uber from him like 3 weeks ago. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. You're Tito Landrum.
Tito Landrum.
And he goes, yeah. I still have caps too.
I think Tito's probably doing all right. I don't know.
You think he's doing all right?
That's the shame of
Tito,
it.
We should look that up.
All those stars from the early 80s, well, and going back forever, but in our lifetime, those early to mid 80s stars, they just didn't make shit.
Like further than that.
Hey, well, Jim J. Bullock.
Are we talking about baseball or are we talking about entertainment? I mean, you talk about...
Well, that's an early 80s star.
If you're talking
think
about baseball,
the two girls from Too Close to Comfort with Jim J. Bullock. What have they done? Names, Where are those girls' money at?
But you talk about the baseball and football and basketball players from the 40s, 50s, and 60s and probably into the 70s. They had winter jobs.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they sold cars and shit,
Riggins worked on a fucking farm.
Yeah.
And that dude was an insane running back for the Washington Redskins.
Yeah.
And he actually retired, and they brought him back. And when they went to find him, he was on a tractor.
Yeah.
He was on a fucking tractor.
Yeah, so I mean, these nowadays they make enough money that they don't have to have a fallback unless you're just barely skating into the
need
majors.
To be smart.
You know?
I just read a thing about this Detroit Lions. I don't know what he was. He got drafted in 2012. He was injury prone, and he was done in 2015. So you got 3 years of making good money. He put himself on a strict $60,000 a year budget for himself. Everything else went
with the savings.
Yeah. He now owns like 60 rental properties that range between $600 and $3,000 a month. Also, he got invested into a restaurant with money that he took from his actual earnings, or his $60,000, not the money. And because someone backed out at the last second, and they were like, "Hey, would you want to be into this?" And he got in early, and it's just
that's the Jay Leno method. I mean, Jay Leno did the same kind of thing. He only spent
he saved all of his
Tonight Show money, right?
And he lived off Vegas,
right? Well, Vegas and all of his stand-up gigs, he was still touring around the country doing Funny Bones and shit like that, and that was what he lived off of.
He had
his
a
touring
residency
money
with Vegas for years.
Did he? I didn't know about that.
And so he would finish Tonight Show on Fridays, and he would fly to Vegas
and do his deal.
Do you guys ever watch
smart business? I mean, look,
fuck,
look at how many cars the guy's got a gazillion dollars worth of cars.
Do you ever watch Jay Leno's Garage?
I have. I like it.
I love that.
I like it.
I
didn't like Jay Leno on the Tonight Show. I wasn't a big fan of him on the Tonight Show, but I really liked.
He's much more low key and
Jay's
laid back
Garage.
Jay's Garage.
Yeah,
he's got some amazing cars on there.
Well, but he's got very like I watched him, and he's got like a one-off Ford Festiva.
No, but he's got cool stuff too. He's got stuff you've seen. What he shows on that show is the oddities, is the he shows like I got this steam powered.
Well, it's usually not his car. Somebody brings it in.
A lot of times, someone else's car. But
he's authentic. He can talk the talk.
Yeah,
he's
not full of shit.
When he was a kid, he had this magazine, and his first motorcycle was this, and it had this on the tank, and blah, all that stuff.
I bet he can't put a quarter on a car though.
I bet he could. You know what, Jay? If you're listening, which I'm sure you are, you're coming to the Midwest, and we're gonna watch you put a quarter panel on a.
We're gonna watch his asshole weld a quarter. You think he can do it?
I think he could.
No,
I don't know if he's got welding skills.
Well, he's got a hell of a mechanic crew.
No, he's got one hell of a denim.
But I
suit.
think he does have a lot of denim. But I think if you challenged him, look, I've welded. You've watched me.
I have watched.
It wasn't pretty, but look, I think if you put a gun to his head, he could weld a fender.
Weld a fender? You don't have to weld a fender. Fender's bolt.
Okay,
you weld a
bolt
quarter.
On a fender. Weld a quarter.
I'm talking start to finish.
See? Fuck off, Joe. So, all right. So he can weld whatever.
Maybe so, man. Fuck. You know what, Jay?
If any celebrity car enthusiast could, it'd
come
be
on,
Jay.
Leno.
Like Jerry Seinfeld is a car enthusiast,
but he's a Porsche guy.
I don't think he's welding anything.
Christopher Titus is a car enthusiast. I would buy into Christopher Titus. He is a car guy.
Whatever happened to that guy? Is he still?
He does stand up still.
Really?
Yeah, I like him. His whole world fell apart. He's like us. He had his wife. It'd be like us. His wife, his kid, and everything, and shit got big, and he got a show and everything, and
he had a sitcom for a while.
Yeah, it was called Titus.
Yeah,
and
never heard of him.
You never heard of this guy?
Stacy Keach was his dad. And
it was like late '90s, I guess, maybe early 2000s.
Early 2000.
Yeah.
And then I think him and his wife split up, and he still did stand up, and he was all about his kids. I mean, he's still a good dad and everything from what I gathered, but yeah, it sucks.
See, I love car shows, and I love that kind of stuff. American Chopper's back on the air. I haven't watched it.
Is it?
Yeah.
New episodes?
Yeah, new episodes.
Man,
I think it's even on Discovery again.
It's on Discovery again, yeah.
And they got
and Junior and Senior are like back together. And
they're not working in the same shop, but they're
in the same shop.
Well, they're working on a project together, but they still have their separate businesses.
Right,
so
is it pretty clear they're doing it for the money, or are they?
Oh yeah,
right,
yeah. Fucking kidding me? I bet
Paul
they
Senior's got to pay rent on that giant building that he leased, and
I bet they talk about granola halfway through. Yeah. That's how fucking much they owe money.
I watched the first. I don't even think it was the first episode. I think it was like a preview kind of thing, and it was just like, all right, you guys are trying a little too hard. It's really hard to capture what made that show great, which was the, just completely unabashed anger, that they had at any moment, and then they would get over it in a heartbeat, and then they would do stupid shit.
Deadlines is what kept that that's what kept that show going.
But then they would do stupid shit just to have fun, and it was organic. And they would decide to drive the shop truck through the fucking wall of the office, and the cameras were always rolling, and it seemed, at least to me, that it was authentic, and they were just trying to be funny. They were just having fun,
right?
But now they do shit, and even at the end of it, after Paul Jr. had left, they were trying too hard. And, the other guys that worked for Paul Sr. were trying to be off the wall and crazy, trying to be jackass cool, and it's like, you guys are clearly trying too fucking hard. Stop it.
I loved that show when it came out.
I did too. Yeah,
but it got to be where it was so fucking stupid because, like you said, the tension was from the deadlines, right? We only got 2 weeks to finish this bike before Daytona. Like, well, why the fuck did you agree to do a bike in 2 weeks?
That?
Like, some guy comes to you and says, I need it in 2 weeks.
Because of the money. Money drives it all.
That's just everything. The whole thing was set up that way.
Building cars with my dad.
It seems.
When that show came out, my dad almost wanted to be like Paul Sr. to me. And he yelling at me. I was like, "No, wait! We're done with it." No, I said, Dad, I'm my own goddamn man now. We're not. This isn't how we do this. This isn't. We're not. You're not yelling at me like I'm a little. Like
I'm a child.
Well, yeah, like you're raising me. I'm raised. I'm done.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about me no more.
Isn't that funny? That happens. I think
I don't have. Yeah, it does. And I don't think he was ready for that.
Right.
And
no, my dad.
I wasn't ready for it. But at the point, you start hearing that shit, you're like, no. And so I was like, I have no problem helping you with these cars, and we'll get through them. But we're not.
You got to talk to me like I'm a damn adult.
Yeah. And he did, and it was over. And now that it was this last car we did with Dad, it's fucking crazy. He would get so mad about the littlest shit, and he'd start putting tools away and everything. And then me and John, my brother-in-law, you got to think through this stuff. You got to, okay, there's a problem.
You don't just put away your toys and go to bed.
You don't just shut it down.
Right.
But he would. He was, we're done. He's so mad. He was so mad that things didn't work out.
It was on the Galaxy.
Yeah. And I just, Dad, let me and John just think about this. Let us just talk it through for a minute. Let us just, our minds know how to work this way. We know how to fight through this stuff. Dad's mind didn't. And
well, he built a couple cars before you and John were there, right?
Well, not before we were there.
Was it Torino? Did he build the Torino himself?
Him and my cousin.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, he built a million cars.
Right.
I
know my dad and I had
that's
a
why
similar
that shit didn't scare him.
Kind of come to Jesus moment whenever, my dad was barking at me or whatever, and my sister and him have had the same type of not knockdown drag out, but just like, hey, that shit don't fly anymore. I'm a grown ass person now. You can't do that anymore. And my dad was pretty hard. He's hard on us. He expected a certain amount of respect and decorum, and it wasn't like I don't know. He didn't beat us or nothing like that, but it was like, hey, act better.
You're in a safe zone, Ryan.
He don't listen. He don't know how to download a podcast, but my mom does, and she would agree with all that.
He's like, wiener, 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 wiener.
Did you ever have a actual physical fight with your dad?
No.
You, Jared?
No.
I would, if I ever got to that point, I probably, to this point, to date, I would let my father beat my ass.
So my dad is he's smaller than me. I take after my mom. My dad's.
I've heard this story, so I'm gonna let it ride.
Yeah. My dad's 5'6", and I'm about 6 foot, a little less lately it seems, and I was all 5'11", 6 foot at the time, and I don't even know what we were arguing about, but he got mad at me about something. And he had my cordless phone. This is the 80s, early 90s, and it had a rubberized antenna, and he was holding it by the antenna, and he slammed it down on a chemistry textbook, and the fucking phone just shattered into pieces. And I looked at him, and I said, man, why do you have to be such an asshole? Those were my exact words. And he, what'd you say? And I stepped up to him and looked down at him, and I said, why do you have to be such an asshole? And he swung at me, and I grabbed his hand, and we were next to my bed, and we were in my bedroom, and I pushed him down the bed. I had my left hand like on his chest and my right hand cocked, and I could have blasted him. And I didn't. I hesitated, and my mother grabbed me. My mother, 5'8", 9", whatever, and she's a badass. And she basically threw me in the hallway and said, get outside. I'll be there in a second. So I said, yes, ma'am. And I went outside. I don't know what the conversation was in that bedroom after I left. I imagine that my mother was like, you almost got your ass whooped.
Yeah, you need to fucking chill out.
You might want to take it a little easier on old Rhino. And and so I went out and I sat on the back porch and steaming and pissed off at the world. And she came out and read me the riot act, wagging her finger in my face. Don't you ever talk to your father like that again. You respect your father. The things he's done for you. And I was like, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. And but that was it. And since then, man, we get along great.
Nice.
Yeah,
but it was an ugly moment in my childhood. That was
I've never had that moment. I felt it close. I never wanted to test the waters. One, to the point where we ever had that
clash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he could have took me. So.
Yeah. Well, I thought about it with my oldest,
and now
son.
if he got upset, I just let him beat on me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even tell you, hey, you're
Right.
mad. Just do it, Dad.
So my oldest boy and I, we've had times whenever we're arguing, and I'll get in his face, and it's usually because he's disrespecting his mother and he's saying something he shouldn't say, and I'm loud, and I'll get in him.
Yeah.
And he's a ballsy little bastard, and he will stand toe to toe with me, nose to nose.
You need to fucking cut that shit.
Well, I'm not going to hit him. Well, I mean, unless I need to, but I haven't yet. But he'll stand there, nose to nose with me, staring at me like he's ready to kill me.
That's enough,
and
there.
Well, but that's the temptation. It's like, all right, as long as if you don't raise a hand to me, I'm not going to do anything. But you will listen to me, and it's been tough. It was funny to me, and if he listens to this one, which I doubt he will, he would hate this. But I don't know. He was talking shit to his mom, and I stood up, and we were both in our bed, my wife and I, and he's mouthing off and being a smartass, and I popped out of bed quicker than shit, and I said, get over here, and started yelling. I said, you need to show some respect, and and he was pissed, and his bottom lip was quivering, and I could see it, and he's sitting there and he's listening to me, and he's got this just anger in his eyes, like,
but he's got that little bitch maid showing,
right? But his bottom lip is quivering, and I said, so, and I was afraid he might, hit me or something like that. And I said, you know what? You go downstairs, you calm down. When your lip stops quivering, you come back up, you can talk to me some more.
Yeah.
And I
called him out on it.
That's as good as a punch.
Yeah. And I turned my back and I walked away, and I turned around again and he was gone. And my wife's sitting there and she's like, oh shit. Because that's almost worse than a punch.
Well, you correct that shit, but yeah.
But yeah, he's getting better.
Yeah.
But
I tell you, I get punched if well,
and now it's out there for a national audience.
But,
but if mine ever came to me physically,
your daughter,
yeah, but she would never do it.
No,
but if I had a son or my dog or anything, cool.
Yeah,
you're out.
Yeah,
I'm changing the fucking locks. See how that worked?
Yeah,
very
Jared,
good.
We almost had a moment there. Joe almost knocked his drink over.
That stayed upright. I did go on your balls, did it?
But Joe had an epic save.
But
you can pat my balls.
You just toss them out.
Hold
on, we just missed a moment there. I think. Let's go past it.
Yeah, gone.
Yeah.
If I had my kid swing on me,
yeah, done
in my house. You don't live here no more, motherfucker. Or if you do, I'm charging you rent, and you know what? You're looking at me like Jesus' innkeeper.
See, I think it's easy for you to say because you have a daughter that would never.
I'm telling you,
but if you had a son, that there was that temptation.
I
still got two more, and I don't know. Maybe one of those little assholes might tee off with me. I mean, they I don't know. I don't think so.
Maybe middle, but youngest, nah.
You don't think so? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that old C Dizzle might want to fight one of these days.
No, I don't see it. That kid's a lover too, man. He's a lover. But I'm telling you, I think that's why God didn't give me no boys. He knew. He knew I would be too much. I would be too much for a son.
Not necessarily that God gave them to me, but I do believe that we are meant to have what we have.
Yes,
and
I agree. I agree with you.
So my sister has two daughters, and I love my nieces, Mo and Mal, and they are.
And you just love giving out
just
names
dropping
now.
their names. Well, they like to have their name dropped on this shit. But Mo and Mal are awesome.
Mo and Mal,
and they're great kids.
No, they are good kids.
And I kind of treat them like my own daughters. And even like whenever the oldest one was in dance, I did the daddy-daughter dance with her, even though I was her uncle. Anyway, I don't forget where I was going with that. But the point is that she was. Oh, that was what she's meant to have daughters. If they were my daughters at 16, I'd be in jail. I'd be in prison. There's no way the boys that
but you would have raised them different. It would have just been different.
I don't think I have any control over it. I mean, so
if you bullshit, you wouldn't have any control when they were kids.
No, because
if those kids were your babies at 6,
I still think that 16-year-old girl is going to date that douchebag kid with the, maybe with the cool car or whatever.
Well, sure.
That and Mo, if you listen to this, you know who I'm talking about. That dude that he drove. It was a cool car. It was a GTO, a new GTO. Or was it actually a G6 GT?
It was a G8.
Or G8. Yeah, it was G8 GT.
Yeah, I know the story.
Yeah, and that guy's an
ass.
That guy he treated my mother
was a fuck stick.
Like shit. He talked to my mother, my niece's grandmother, like shit. And I told my niece, I was like, I told my sister,
he was an army guy or something.
No, that was a different dude.
Oh.
But anyway,
the guy I'm talking about with the G8, if that guy would have been waiting in the bathroom in front of me,
he'd have gotten hurt.
I would have had sex with him.
I don't know about that, but
him and I would have been in the bathroom.
You made him
together.
think twice about going to the bathroom by himself.
I mean, like, I want you to know right now what's happening.
Point is that
what's happening now is
I'm not meant to have daughters, and I'm meant to have sons. Period. And because I know how to handle
another one, I would want another girl. Yeah. I know how to handle girls.
What to do.
Yeah. Well, I guess.
Well, I mean, look, none of us know what the hell we're doing.
No comment.
But so all of us, we know how our dads and our moms raised us, but we don't know how to be a parent.
No, you learn that shit.
We're all learning on the fly. Every
fly.
Damn one of us is figuring it out on the fly, and just hope you don't fuck them up. That's the bottom line.
That's it.
Make sure you don't damage them in their formative years.
But I will tell you right now, I'm not lying to you. I am not lying to you. If I had a child that struck me,
they'd be gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
You'd be on your own.
What if they were like 10?
Well, I fucking hope you find a dent. You must think that you can do better than what I'm applying, than what I'm giving to you. Yeah. So if that's true, peace.
Yeah.
Don't come back because the door's locked and you ain't getting in this motherfucker.
My controversial statement for this one is that my middle son, he made me realize, this is going to sound bad, why people shake their babies. He made me understand. Yeah. Now, luckily, I'm a sane individual and I have restraint, and I didn't. But I completely understand why someone who's unstable might decide to shake their child until the child doesn't breathe anymore.
I've had that same thought.
Yeah.
I get it now. I know why people.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Can you do that with a 17-year-old?
Yeah. No, he resists too much. No, but you know what the best thing about an 18-year-old is that he's still ticklish. A little bastard. Not a little bastard. He's bigger than me.
42. I'll be 43. I'm still ticklish.
Yeah, but he'll every once in a while he'll come up. He'll get home from work or whatever. It'll be like 12:30 at night, and wife and I are in bed. And he'll climb in bed, and I'll start tickling on his ass. And he's, I would just start poking him in the side.
I'm going to bed.
Hit him in the ribs or whatever, and he's like, stop it. And it's like, and then it's fun. It's like he's still,
That's your baby.
He's still my little baby boy. He's he's the first one. He's the prototype. He's the OG kid. So
he's Mark 1.
Mark 1. Right. I don't know, man. This is a fucked up episode.
It is.
Well,
I can't believe we've gone back to this. Fuck Rush and what's his name?
Russ Salzberg.
Russ Fielding.
Russ. Yeah. Something like that. I'm going to look it up again.
I really climbed in his ass earlier, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah. I did. Fuck him.
Russ Salzberg.
Russ Fielding is...
I'm pretty sure he's single.
Russ Fielding was from like a...
You thinking of Dan Fielding from Night Court?
That's Dan Fielding, but Russ Fielding, I think, was from like a Beverly Hills Cop.
Okay.
Russell Fielding.
Yeah. You know what? This guy's got some pretty good episodes. He's got some good topics here.
Yeah, all right. Hey,
so if you're looking for a new podcast,
jump the fence, you fucking hide on.
He's talking about Pete Rose. We haven't talked about Pete Rose. I love Pete Rose.
We don't talk about sports.
People don't like sports.
Well, we could talk about gambling.
No, we could talk about not the day-to-days of sports.
We
But
did
We
a
talked
sports
about Bobby
episode.
Bonilla, and we lost like half our listeners.
Yeah,
So,
they're all gone.
I don't think
Yeah.
they did.
But they're not even
No,
listening
I
anymore.
think they were like, "Oh my god, I can't believe Joe's got his penis out." Jesus, he is really
Russ
showing
better
out. He
look
is
out.
showing out. He is showing out. He is showing out.
I don't know. I don't know how this one's going to play, but we'll see. Yeah, fuck
It'll
it.
be
We'll see.
all right.
We'll see how it works.
You know how it's gonna play, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. We all apologize, but we had way too many drinks and not enough thoughts. And like I said before, we're all fall down drunks. So this is what you get.
Yeah.
This is what you get. It's a tasty little beverage.
You know what? If you got a better idea, send it in to us.
Send it in. Yeah. Fuck,
Load
we'll
this
talk
podcast.
about what you want to say.
Load this podcast at gmail.com. Send it to us on all the socials at Load This Podcast on Instagram,
I can't believe you're saying
Twitter,
it so well.
I know.
and Facebook. Shoot us a message. Tell us what you want us to talk about because
Yeah.
clearly we're out of goddamn ideas.
Well,
So,
give us
you
a
know.
week though. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
but
we'll come up with
don't hold it.
Last
Yeah.
but not least,
Fuck the Cubs.
fuck the
Fuck
Cubs.
it. Are we done? Are we
I think
done?
we're
guys?
done.
I think so. We're at like 40-something minutes
There.
Holy shit!
on absolutely nothing.
Absolutely, we
Yeah.
just Seinfeld your ass, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Until next time, I'm Jared.
I'm Ryan.
And this is Joe.
We just Seinfeld their asses.
Get a load of this. Why do you talk
Can
to
I
your
borrow
sister
this
about
for a
these
minute?
things?
Because I was probably drunk and I was trying to make her grossed
Heaven
out, you know?
Is in the palm of your hands
So, yeah.
and it's waiting there for you.
So you
I don't
told
even know
her
that song.
What am I
No one
supposed
knows that song,
to do? Bullshit.
I
That's
don't.
Ozzy and Lita.
Oh,
Ozzy
okay.
and Lita.
Yeah.
In the pouring rain. If I close my eyes forever,
Oh, I know that. Yeah, you hit the hook.
it's all remain the same.
You're peeking,
No,
good.
close your thighs. You've got to close your thighs. You've got to close your thighs.
How long are we gonna go with
for
this?
me.
All right.
It's classic.
You feel
That's the
better?
shit right there, man. If I fucking just, you all just got a fucking sample. That's what that was.
We got a goddamn concert.